Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Mike Kollin at crackedfemalecode.com. Alright, so this video should be titled Don't Be a Beta Bitch, but you're going to be surprised at what I'm going to say about what that actually is, because what you think is an alpha is beta. And women can see it a mile away, and they hate it. Alright, so there were courses a few years back that kind of got popular for the pickup community about how to be the alpha. And here's how I found out about it. I was at the gym working out. I was probably benched about 350 and I was, getting up in weight. And I was really pushing it, okay, because I wasn't as in shape as I was about 2 years before when I was benching 365. So I was really, pushing it, getting my weight back up, and I was sweating and I was fucking exhausted. So I stood up and I'm leaning up against this rack, got my arm on the rack. This fucking guy walks over, very linear, very logical, linear dude, which irritates the piss out of women, by the way. And he comes over and he goes, "Oh, so you took," I don't remember what the fuck name of the course was, but I remember the name. It's like, yeah, I'd heard of that guy. That guy's like a pickup artist, right? He goes, yeah. He goes, what? You gonna act like you didn't take his course? I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? So apparently this guy had a new course out on how to be an alpha, which I had never heard of at the time. This was like my first thing hearing that there was such a thing. Now, I'd heard of the guy. I've heard of his book, but I never studied any of his stuff. So what happened was, he goes, "Well, you're doing the alpha thing." I'm like, "The alpha thing? What?" And I was like, "What? What do you, like, what's alpha?" Like the alpha male. I'm like, "No, dude, I'm trying to catch my fucking breath." And he goes, "Oh, bullshit." I'm like, and now I'm looking at this guy like, this is a weird motherfucker. And he goes, "Oh, bullshit." And I'm literally about to kick this guy's ass. And he goes, "Look at you. Look at the way you're standing. You're asymmetrical. Your right shoulder's dropped." And I'm like, wait, what? So I'm going to repeat something I've said in a lot of my videos because it applies here. So the left brain is the rule-oriented brain. It's about rules, structure, organization. It's the follower brain. It's about being told what to do and told what the rules are. Now, remember that. So here is this fucking guy just like making all these assumptions and what are you talking about? He went on to explain to me that in this course they literally tell you how to walk, how to stand, and literally he said and don't be symmetrical. Apparently, and at the time, like, what the fuck's symmetrical? He's he was actually going to college to get his doctorate degree in something. I think to be a doctor. So what happened was he explained what it meant to be symmetrical, and asymmetrical is like where things are like, okay, a symmetrical basically is like a square, like a flat, like your shoulders are straight across. Whereas if you drop one, that means you're asymmetrical. I was like, oh, okay, like I never heard of it before. And he goes, "Why are you acting like you never heard this before?" I'm like, because I've never fucking heard this before. And at this point, I'm starting to cuss at the guy. So I forget what happened, but I think he asked me, "What do you do for a living?" And I go, "Honestly, I teach men how to meet women and talk to women and seduce women." He goes, "Oh, so you're a pickup artist now?" At the time, no, I've never really considered myself a pickup artist course because they're literally doing left brain logical shit, step 1, step 2, step 3, about rules, structure, and organization, and I don't do that. I teach the right brain stuff. I remember how we got into this conversation, so I eventually said, "No, dude, that is a crock of shit." And he goes, "What do you mean?" So he paid something like, it was like $2,000 or something, a little more, a little less. I think it was around $2,000 for this bullshit fucking weekend course on how to be an alpha. Look, guys, step 1, step 2, step 3 is all beta male stuff. That's all left brain. Again, the left brain is the beta male. So I'm like, look, dude, if someone's telling you like how to walk, how to talk, how to stand, how to drop your shoulder in order to be an alpha male, you are literally being a copycat. You're literally doing what you're told. And a better way of saying is you're being a copycat, which means you're acting and action. Which means you're being fake as fuck like, yeah, a beta male. So in my course, this is why I don't teach you lines or openers, because the left brain is the brain that memorizes lines and openers and phone numbers and people's names and mathematical computations and scientific stuff, right? So here's what happens. If you're memorizing stuff, that means you have to go back into your left brain to retrieve it in order to spit it back out. Once again, beta stuff. And women, her mating system picks up on this. You cannot hide this from her. Which means you're in your logical left brain, which means once again, she has to leave her right brain and go over to her left brain to use the same processor so she can understand what you're saying, which means you literally just disconnected her from her mating system, which means you just turned her off sexually. Good job. But you can be her friend because you just put yourself in the friend zone. And you only paid $2,200 for that. Congratulations. So the guy started defending this damn course, and here he was really wanting to take my course, but he was trying like, oh, I don't have the money, I'm a college student. I'm like, okay, so you had the money to pay for that course, but not mine? Fuck you, dude. So he was also defending the, oh no, it was a really good course. I'm like, oh really? So then why do you want to take my course if that course was so fucking great? Here, go ahead and show me. We're at a gym full of women. Go ahead, walk up to one, start a conversation. Oh, well, it doesn't really work that way. Oh, it doesn't work that way. It works in the way that you stay all alone, all by yourself. Yep. Congratulations on your $2,200 certification course on how to be an alpha beta male. Alright, so there's a much easier way to do all of this. It includes no thinking. And that's the good news. It makes it so much simpler. And here's the thing. When you stop thinking, all the stress goes away. Anxiety comes from going further and further into your left brain. See, here's what the modern male does. You guys are so stuck on your left brain that you use it in social situations, which includes talking to a girl, going to a party, going to a club, going to a coffee shop, even a business party. That is a social event. The right brain is literally called the social brain and the relationship brain. You're supposed to be in your right brain. Alright, so here's what happens. When you go over into your left brain, it's like you're getting, the further you go, it's like the smaller the view is. So it's like you're looking under a microscope at the tiniest, littlest detail. Now, people that are stuck in the detail, they can't read body language, so their social skills go right out the fucking window. So you know that one, God, what is that one? It's that TV show where they're all scientists, and it's a comedy show with that blonde girl. She's a waitress, and she's like the dumb one of the group. Sheldon was he's the one with his doctorate degree in physics or something like that, right? Well, he has what they would basically call autism. Well, an autistic person is someone who's stuck in the left brain. That is essentially the majority of males. I wouldn't say you're at the extreme where someone who's autistic. Now, you'll be really good in math. You'll be really good in science. You'll be really good at memorizing mathematical and scientific computations and patterns and rules and stuff like that. But you're not going to be good at socializing with people. It's going to be a very awkward situation. So here's the deal. When you're in your far left brain, it makes you on edge. It causes anxiety, okay? So what does an anti-anxiety pill do? What does beer do? It relaxes you, and here's what it does. It pulls you over to the... It's like, okay, when your pupils are very focused, that's how you know someone's in the far left brain, very small pupils. But when you relax, the pupils dilate open. Well, that's essentially what anti-anxiety pills do, and thus you begin to come more and more over to the right brain. You're seeing a bigger picture versus looking at the little tiny speck in the carpet. Oh my God, my whole carpet's dirty. But when you pull your head back, actually the carpet's totally clean. It's just that one tiny speck. So when you're that far in the left brain, it causes anxiety. That's what I'm talking about. Because every little detail, you worry about every little thing you say, and you look at every little thing they do, instead of looking at how everything blends together, as in how the pieces of the puzzle fit together in the bigger picture. So if you can take one little detail and make an assumption like, oh, they think I'm being weird, or they think I'm a nerd, or they think I'm insecure, and this shit will drive you fucking nuts. So there's a reason why I picked this picture, because I know a lot of you guys are like, oh, I wish I was like those people. I could hang out at a club, but I got anxiety, and I understand because I fucking hated it. I didn't start going to clubs till I think I was 31. That was when I first went to the Matrix with that one group. But fortunately, I'd been practicing these techniques for years and years, so when I went in, it was just like going to a party or to a church or a group. See, even when I was younger, when I went to church all the time, but I still had anxiety like a motherfucker. I just had anxiety around people because I was this logical left brain guy. So here's the deal. The reason why when you approach women you get anxiety is because you're in this logical linear thing, and it's literally like you have this like laser beam coming out of your forehead or out of your right eye, and it's poking her, and it fucking irritates her. Now, if you're a left brain guy, you won't know what the fuck I'm talking about, because it's like you've got these big, thick iron doors that are slammed shut, so someone could throw a rock at it, you won't even feel it. But when you open those doors, you become more tuned in. You're like, whoa, you can feel when someone's staring at you and laser beaming you. If you don't believe me, ask a woman, ask a feminine woman who's tuned in, not some butch powerlifting woman who's on steroids. She's not gonna know what the fuck I'm talking about. Alright, so here's what I'm saying. When you approach women in that logical way, it literally irritates them because they want to stay open to the wide open, bigger picture right brain, whereas you're in this linear looking down a microscope at every little fucking detail, and that's going to irritate the piss out of anyone. So here's another thing. Let's talk about clubs. So I had a friend who was an extremely successful lawyer in San Francisco. He was the head lawyer of the number 2 law firm in San Francisco. And what happened was, he goes, I just don't get the club scene. He goes, I can't do it. Now, this guy was wealthy. He was rich. He had all the business suits and dressed well. And he just goes, I just don't get the fucking club scene. He goes, I don't even fucking go anywhere because I don't get it. And this is what he said. He goes, it's really weird. It's like there's this unspoken set of rules or something that no one's ever told me. And I think he even said, maybe later on I came back and said, yeah, it's like, you're a lawyer. So if I were to walk in front of a judge, I literally wouldn't know what to wear, how to dress. You have to dress a certain way to be a lawyer in a court of law. The judge would be like, get the fuck out of here. There is a certain, there's a certain etiquette. That's my point. And I said, yes, there's a certain etiquette to going to clubs, okay? So you don't want to be Mr. Shears and have your business blue tie on or red tie on and be totally focused and totally linear. You don't want to fucking do that. So guess what you do want to do? You want to be in your right brain, which is the relaxed, wide open social brain. You're seeing the bigger picture, and thus you're relaxed. And when you do that, the people around you relax and they want to talk to you. And that feels a lot better than when you're in your linear brain and women are like, get away, get away. And you're thinking, oh, there's something wrong with me. I'm not tall enough. My muscles aren't big enough. My mustache isn't just right. Oh, I'm not wearing expensive dress shoes. Oh, it must be my car. That's all left brain external shit. Your car, your shoes, your haircut, your belly, how tall you are. That's all external shit. If you're an internal male, it is a natural trigger that massively triggers the female's mating system. They cannot fucking deny it. Hell, I went to Trader Joe's today, and this young girl, probably 17, 18 years old, she literally walks up to me, and she worked there, and she goes, oh, can I help you? I'm kind of looking at her like, was I asking for help? And she was cute as fuck too, but that's just the thing, is like, they will find reasons to open conversations with you. That's how powerful this is. Alright, so here's the deal. A lot of you guys think it's about being big, muscular, and powerful, right? And you do. You think that's being an alpha male. No, that's beta male shit. Most of the kings, if you look at the leaders, look at our president now, Biden. Look at Obama. Look at George Bush. Look at all the leaders in the world. All of them are fucking wimps. They're skinny and they're fucking weak, and they couldn't fight their way out of a paper fucking bag. That's an alpha male. Now, I'm not saying being a wimp, but an alpha male is someone who is right brain. Once I understood this, I started meeting chicks and getting laid like a rock star. It became very fucking easy once I developed this inside me. So you look at Obama, he's a great orator. Why? Because he's the right brain. The right brain is the natural brain. There's no thinking going on. You just communicate what you're feeling. And during the course, I will teach you how to do this. Thinking is your enemy. We've got to get you out of that. You've got to stop thinking. Because thinking is what turns women off, as I said in the past, because it forces them to go into their left brain, which means you just disconnected her from her mating system. Not good. So let me ask you a question. Who do you think digs the ditches? The king or the beta males? Yeah, the big muscular beta males. Those are the ones who do the hard labor. Who goes off and fights the wars? The leader or the fucking smaller, well, not smaller guys, but the muscular strong warrior guys that are tough? See, being tough usually is an indication that you're a beta male. Now, you can be both, but most men, when they lift weights and do stuff like that, it shoves them into their logical left brain. You're going to have to come in and learn how to do this with me, and I will condition this into your system, and you're still going to have to practice it a lot. Okay, so this is my book, Get the Girl and Keep the Girl. The men that keep the girl are the men that are internal. Okay, this book, the whole book is written about this internal awareness that I'm talking about. So I highly recommend buying this book. It's $20. It never goes on sale. If you want to get a deal that gets both my two top books, my Crack the Female Code book and then Get the Girl and Keep the Girl. Crack the Female Code book, that is the core of everything. That's the power book. You really want to read that book. I highly recommend that you buy the package, the ultimate package. It's on sale for $75 right now. You can get, in that is Crack the Female Code, Get the Girl, Keep the Girl, sex signals, and there's one other thing. You get the introduction to the internal language in there, okay? It's a small PDF that I included. You also get to talk to me for 1 hour to ask me questions, or we can work on something that you want to work on, okay? It's on sale right now. It's normally $225. It's $75 right now. Okay, so the reason why I wrote this book, Get the Girl and Keep the Girl, is because the reason why a lot of rich, famous, handsome, tall, muscular, athletic, world famous, filthy rich men end up in divorce is because there's a couple things that women absolutely have to have in a relationship. Number one, it's this internal awareness. It makes her feel content and relaxed. Number two, it's emotional fulfillment, which is, I only teach that in the course. That is a difficult thing to comprehend. But once you learn how to do it, you get some practice, it becomes really easy and really, really fun. So what happens is these women don't get this from these logical left brain rich men that are tall and athletic and famous and everything that and have the Bugattis and everything that you guys think is what makes a woman want a man. No, she'll date you. She'll exchange sex for money and a car and a house and a nice life. But she's not in love with you. She'll bitch, she'll moan, she'll complain. She'll be the biggest pain in the ass that you've ever had in your life. Why? Because she's not getting what she needs and wants from a relationship. It's not more money. It's not a more expensive house. It's not a bigger diamond ring. If that shit fucking worked, she would have been content a long time ago. Women need a hidden form of emotional fulfillment, and she needs to feel content by you learning how to be internal. And you have to remember, once you switch over to doing things in this way, all of a sudden women respect. Your wife will change her tune. She will fall in love again. Here's the thing. With men that don't do this, when men are very left brain, women don't respect that at all. They look at you like you're little children, like you're little boys that need to be nurtured and taken care of like little babies. But when you learn how to do this in this way, and again, it's going to take some work and some practice and some time, commitment, women will look at you in a radical... They'll start treating you different publicly. Even if it's not a woman you're dating, it'll be the cashier, it'll be at the grocery store, it'll be anywhere. Women will just respond to you different. They'll be more respectful in a classier way. This is what women respect.